Hey guys, so I am moving out, honestly. So I'm sitting here on my couch, obviously, because it's, where I live. Also, I'm also matching my couch today, can you tell? So I'm moving out of my first apartment that I've ever lived in my whole life, like by myself. Moved here for college, and I've lived here for 2 years because I was a transfer student. I just can't help but like feel like sad, I guess. Oh my gosh, is this gonna be my apology video? Because I'm crying. I'm so sorry. I'm moving back home with my parents. Disgusting, I know. But I don't know, like, this is like my first apartment that I've ever lived in, like by myself and like with him. And this is his last time here. He's going back to my parents' house tomorrow because that's where I'm living. He's gotta go there. So I can like get everything put together and stuff when I move out, I guess on Wednesday. But oh, Cypress, but it's his last time here ever. So sad. He does not give a fuck. Oh my god, stop. But I am so incredibly like sad about moving back home with my parents and stuff like that. And I know a lot of people are also moving back home with their parents. Some of us like don't have an option. So I have like parents I can move back in with, but I don't know, I just know that my mental health is like probably gonna like be in hell, but that's fine. Future Dr. Swagmaster here. Your mental health isn't in hell. You are in hell. I moved here for college, and I would walk to school every single day, and like I would dodge like vomit on the sidewalk because I live like really close to the bars and stuff. And when I would wake up for like my 8 a.m. or whatever, I'd walk in and like there'd just be vomit on the ground. So that's something I'm probably not gonna miss. But I also am not gonna miss my incredibly small kitchen that is like, oh my god, what the fuck? Okay, I'm also not gonna miss my incredibly small kitchen. I'm just not gonna show you. Apparently I'm just not gonna show you. I pay a lot of money for rent and stuff like that. But anyways, I don't know. There's just gonna be a lot of stuff that I'm gonna miss because like this is like my first like apartment I've ever lived in by myself, and it's like my first apartment I've like lived in with him because when I adopted him like 4 years ago, I lived at home with my parents. I chose to live by myself and not have any roommates because when I moved here it was incredibly last minute, so I decided not to get any roommates, I guess, because it was either living in an apartment or living in the dorms. I chose to live in an apartment because I had a cat, and I don't think the dorms would want me to have a cat. I chose to live by myself, and I think that was probably a mistake number one because I've gone to this like 4-year university for 2 years and honestly didn't have any friends. I don't have any friends. I used to have one friend who went to college here, but then she graduated and like over a year ago, and yeah, so then it was just me and stuff like that, and she also had a boyfriend, so I understand that like, they apparently men take up a lot of time, I guess. I don't know. But no, like I'm not saying like any of this to like make you feel like sorry for me. I don't want that, because I know there are other people who are out there who don't have any friends in college and are just like me and probably transferred from community college and moved to a new place and don't have any friends. Making friends in college is extremely hard, especially, it also does depend on what your major is. For my major, I was an education major, and a lot of the people who are in the program are incredibly catty, which is really ironic because as educators you need to communicate with each other and develop relationship skills or whatever. And yeah, but I don't know, like a lot of them had like a certain group of people that they'd hang out with and wouldn't stray from that. And I get that. I think like I just probably just stopped trying because I don't know, but I'm not saying this to make you feel sorry for me or anything, because at the end of the day, like, you do just have yourself, and that's okay too. You have friends outside of college, but I didn't really have many in college. I mean, I didn't have like the whole like friend group thing in college, or like I didn't have the whole college experience like going out to the bars, which I live incredibly close to, and I just never did that. And I don't know, I don't know, like I wish I did, like I wish I did go to the bars or do something. I don't know, I guess I'm too scared to go to a bar by myself. Get real people. I don't know why I'm so emotional about this place, because a lot of like not so great things happened to me. Like when I went to college, like my mental health was the worst it's ever been, and like I just like I don't know why I can't help but like feel sad. These past couple of years were like the worst years of my life. The way the planet sits, maybe it's like some stupid shit, you know, in the world that's like that, or maybe it's just me. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Stepped on a crack when I was younger, and then that like jinxed me. Or maybe I like ran under a ladder or something, and now I have bad luck. I don't know. But I don't know. Like, I just keep on saying I don't know, because I genuinely don't know. Victim complex. Okay, here we go. I'm just kidding. Worst years of my life. I graduated high school during COVID. Didn't really have a graduation. Didn't really have a prom that I bought a dress for. That didn't even happen. And now I'm graduating high school or college. Oh my god. I'm graduating college and I'm not going to my graduation. Like, history repeats itself, I guess. I really do wish I had friends. And people out there like, well, why don't you go out and make friends? You don't think I've tried that already? You don't think I've tried that already? Maybe I didn't have any friends in college because the adult friends I'm gonna meet are gonna be so awesome and so cool and so great. And maybe that's why I don't have friends now. Hope you enjoy, but honestly, I hope you enjoy. Like, I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy watching me be in pain. I hope you enjoy watching me be in mental agony. And maybe I'll give you an apartment tour, because I haven't done that. And my apartment is a complete mess because I'm moving out, but shit, it's fine. It's fine. Little dude's last time in the apartment, and I'm also incredibly sad about that. He's gonna move in with El Diablo de Naranja at my parents' house. The Orange Devil. If you don't know who that is, his name is Mittens, and he is such a bully. And my cat does not know how to stick up for himself, apparently, because he just accepts it, I guess. But anyways. Bro, look at him. He doesn't know it's his last day here. Cypress, it's your last day here. It's your last day here.
Huh?
It's your last day sleeping on the bed, sleeping in the room, sleeping in the apartment. Feel about that? Oh, what do you feel about that? Feel good about that? You feel good? But he literally doesn't know. Well, he does know. I told him, but like, also, he doesn't know. So, hey guys, I look absolutely insane, if you can't tell by my hair. So, this is the part of the moving vlog where I have to start moving my stuff back into my parents' house. I just kind of wanted to kind of like get ready today. I've already done my skincare and everything, but I kind of just talk to you guys about it because like moving out is so weird, bro. Like this was my first like apartment that I've ever owned as an adult, and I'm 23 years old, and obviously like I'm so grateful to have an apartment and everything that I could barely afford, but it's fine. Yeah, I honestly, my apartment was hella expensive. Oh my gosh, am I in Life is Strange? Am I in Life is Strange? I just said hello. When I first watched Life is Strange, bro, I genuinely thought college was gonna be exactly like that, and I'm so pissed. I want my money back. So yeah, I definitely want my money back because they're a bunch of scammers and liars. Even though Life is Strange is a pretty scary game, it's a horror movie actually. Last night I was having like an existential crisis. Existential crisis, and I was kind of crying and everything. I don't know if I'm gonna put it in the video. Go on here and have a heart to heart because being an adult is so weird. It is so insane because I'm 23 and I'm gonna move back into my parents' house. It's insane. And I know there are a bunch of 23-year-olds that are out there, possibly even older, even a couple years older than me, who own a house and have a good job and are doing all this other stuff with their lives, and I can't help but like compare myself to that, I guess, if that makes any sense. I do know that there are so many different people who are in different parts of their life and whatever, and yeah, but I just can't help but like compare my experience to others, especially with like friends and stuff in college. Like whenever I see a large group of friends walking like together, like going like out going out with their friends and stuff, I just can't help but like be like, dang, like I wish that was me, you know? It's so effed up because guys, he's sitting right here. Come here. Do you want up on my lap? As I knock all my shit over. Come here. Come here. I do have pants on. Okay. Alright. Well, anyways. Oh my god. Wait, I need to get his mouse out. Hold on. This mouse is Cypress's favorite toy to play with ever. I don't know what he likes about this, but he just likes it, and it hangs on the door. It's this cord, and as you can tell, he chews on it. He stomps on the mouse and he stretches out the cord and he just chomps on it. This is his toy, okay? And look, it's like blowing in the wind. Do you guys see that? Chew on the cord. He stomps on it. He stomps on it with his feet, and then he chews on it. You did not just chew it off. Cypress. You did not just chew the mouse off. Cypress, look at what you've done, man. Look at what you've done. Look at him. It looks so sad. Yeah, it was so crazy. Like, especially as somebody as an adult, it is so crazy. But as I was saying, I was going on about having no friends. Ugh. Dramatic, I know. I think that's kind of like a normal experience, especially as somebody who's like been a transfer student and transferred here. So like obviously I'm not gonna have a lot of friends, you know, and I'm not like trying to find excuses for not having friends. He's jumping on the door. The mouse is gone. You chewed it off. I had to tell myself that, you know, maybe I don't have any friends in college because my adult friends are gonna be so cool and so awesome that I'm gonna hang out with them every single day. Probably not every single day, but they're just gonna be so awesome and so cool, and maybe that's why I don't have any friends now. Maybe that's why. Like living on my own. I enjoy being by myself. Maybe that's not good. Maybe it's not the best thing for me, but I do like being by myself. I honestly don't like living at home with my parents, and maybe that's for a vast majority of people. And I just know when I move back home, like, my mental health is just gonna plummet and all this other junk or whatever. Oh shit, what was I gonna say? I had so much I wanted to say in this video, and then now as soon as I start filming, I literally don't know what I want to say. I know that there's gonna be a lot of people in the comments that are gonna be like, girl, you're thinking about this way too hard, or girl, it's just moving out, or like all this other stuff. I can see the hate comments coming, okay? I'm psychic. But I just know that there's gonna be people out here. Oh my gosh, am I like on Disney Channel? Anyways, that was kind of crazy. And I know that there's gonna be people that are gonna say like mean things or whatever, and you're thinking about this way too hard, or it's not that deep, babe. That's what it's gonna say. But I'm here to tell you, you don't think I've thought about that already? Think I chose the path of being a really sensitive person since I was born, bro? You think I chose that? No, I did not. I did not choose that. That life chose me. And sadly, I'm an extremely sensitive person who feels absolutely everything under the sun and in the stars, in the universe, in the sky, in space, on the flat earth. I'm joking, but anyways, I do feel a lot, and unfortunately that's just who I am. And if you don't like that, too bad. You know what, maybe my sensitivity is making you jealous, and you need to look at yourself in the mirror with a hard look. Yeah, I said hard, that was funny. Maybe you need to look at yourself in the mirror, and you need to look deep inside. Sorry. You just need to look innard? Five Nights at Freddy's? But maybe you need to look at your endoskeleton, and you need to see what you have to offer and who you are as a person, and maybe you need to be more sensitive. Maybe you need to be more empathetic, because I know there are a ton of haters out there and people who are so rude and think that that's just how they're gonna get by life. Don't do that, babe. Don't make fun of somebody's feelings, emotions, how sensitive they are. Don't do it, babe. Don't do it, babe. And especially like moving, obviously I'm allowed to feel, I'm a human being. I'm allowed to feel ways. That's also kind of a bad joke to say, but I am allowed to have feelings. You know, like, I feel, therefore I am. That's like literally me. Literally me. I was crying over these stupid silly magnets that I made my coworkers at work when I left. On my last day, I made them these stupid silly little soap magnets, and when I was writing the note, I started crying. And a lot of them, I worked with them for a long time. I made her a soap bar because she's been working there for a long time, so I made her a discontinued soap bar that we don't carry anymore. And she probably first learned to pour soap with that bar, who knows. But you guys are laughing at my pain, because that's the only thing that like is keeping me like alive at this point, is laughing at myself. And I'm almost out of this. I'm gonna cry. I'm just kidding, I'm not gonna cry, but I'll think about it. But I don't know, I just feel so, I don't know, emotional. Maybe it's because I'm moving out. This is probably TMI. If you don't like anything that's TMI, click away. Maybe it's because I'm moving out on my period. But hey, that's just the way God intended. That's the way it happened. But anyways, maybe that's why I'm like so emotional or whatever. Once I work a lot this summer, I hope to like move out eventually and do stuff like that and whatever. But right now that kind of seems really far away. And it seems like it's not like gonna happen, you know. And that's just kind of how life is, I guess, because you want things to happen and sometimes they don't end up happening, or sometimes they don't happen the way that you want them to. And sometimes let me finish my eyebrows. I'm locked in, bro. I can't multitask, okay? But I'm so sad. I'm moving my gaming PC and my equipment back home, so then I can't game. But maybe that'll help me like move my get to moving. You know what I mean? Sometimes you'll have more bad days than sexy days. Alright, sometimes you're gonna have more bad days than sexy days. One of the things that I fall for and I fall into the trap of is nostalgia. Let me tell you about me and my little bit of nostalgia. Okay. I am the type of person to be absolutely nostalgic. I don't know why. The type of thing that I'm into, I guess. Why am I saying it like it's a kink? What the fuck? But anyways, it's just one of the things that I think about. And I love thinking about old video games, old things that we used to do when we were kids, whatever. You know, like, I don't know if you've seen like those silly parachute videos on TikTok from like those colored parachutes that you used to like when you were a kid. And also, can we talk about how this is not a liquid, but you can't take it through TSA, or it has to be in a liquids bag? Can we talk about this? Same with this. What do you mean this is a liquid? I'm shaking with rage. Totally fall for nostalgia any day. I love thinking about old video games that I used to play. I love thinking about random stuff that I used to do and whatever, or stuff like that. And I know in a couple years from now, I'm going to think about my college experience. I'm going to be like, oh my god, I missed that so much. But college was the worst years of my life. Like, my mental health was awful. I went to college during COVID and I didn't have any friends for almost my whole college experience. And I don't have that, you know, that whole like High School Musical thing, you know, whatever. I'm not saying that real life is like musicals, but they should be, you know, because nobody dies in musicals. But anyways, sorry, I'm so sorry. I need to get to the point. But I just know I'm gonna think about this current moment right now, and I know I'm gonna think about it like years down the road and be like, I miss living here. I miss looking outside my window. I miss walking to class and stepping in vomit on the sidewalk. But one thing about human perception and memory, it's constantly unreliable. It's constantly unreliable, babe. You're gonna remember things about the past that probably aren't even that good. Like, when I look at like my past relationships, I'm like, oh, I miss how I felt with them, or I miss like certain things that we used to do, or I miss like how the fun times and funny things that happened, funny moments. But in reality, most of the things that were the funny moments, it was all me, babe. It was all me. You know, like, most people go through relationships, friendships, whatever, and they're like, oh, I miss this, I miss that. And sometimes you need to just not think about it, and you need to just forget about it. But just because things could have been different doesn't mean they would have been better. And that's something that I keep on telling myself. I like stroke my arm and like rock myself back and forth. And I'm like, I'll literally tell myself that just because things could have been different doesn't mean they could have been better. Like, you've done what you've done, and you've lived what you've lived, and you can't get that back, and it's just how life is. You're done with this, and it's time to move on. And like a lot of the time I need to slap myself in the face because girl, you're crazy, like you're emotional, you think you're sensitive, you think about things way too much and whatever. But I just wanted to say that because yeah, that's basically what nostalgia is just thinking of things the way that you remember them, and human memory is not really reliable, and it's just one of the things that make humans who they are. And if you think about it, the brain is kind of like cute in a way because it keeps the good memories and not the bad memories. Consciousness wants you to remember, and if you think about it, it is kind of cute. Maybe it is a way of like protecting you, but in the long run it does damage, babe. And it's so easy to kind of like romanticize like how it could have been or how it should be, and maybe if you like turned right instead of left or whatever would have led to something greater. But I just want to say that just because the door is closed or the window is open or whatever you believe in, but just because the door is slammed on your face doesn't mean that you're gonna not have something better or it's not gonna lead to something greater for you. You can't regret a life you did not live, and yeah, I need to remember that. But I just can't help but think about what if. But I just know that maybe I didn't have any friends, or it worked out this way because I'm meant to do like something else or be something else and go out and do other things. And I've been feeling so burnt out with like living here and all this other stuff and whatever. So maybe there's something else out there. Maybe. But anyways, I'm gonna stop filming because my battery is gonna die.